for like next 2 minutes to just help like other people to join in. So yeah, so you guys feel free to put in your questions to the chat box. Yep, and I'll send you the link here. This is what we created. This is a Tech Toolbox sign up link. So if you have maybe some like team members, some VAs, some like co-workers that you want to attend the Tech Toolbox session that we have, you can send them that link of the form so they can sign up and we can add them to the mailing list. So they will receive reminders during our call, so they won't miss it. Okay. So just switching up on my computer, and I will also broadcast our live call, this call on live. So just a heads up. Yep. So I think we're good. So okay. So let me just put this one on live. And I'll just put that form on our Facebook group too. For those people who are still not part of our Facebook community, just message me or Giselle in this Zoom chat, just ping us so we can add you in, or we can send you the invite link for our Facebook page. Okay. And then I'll just switch over. I'll just post an announcement. Hey guys. Session everyone's and per time. Link. So our rules. Sorry, I'm just completing this sentence and we're good. Wednesday. Just checking the spellings and I think we're good. And that's it. So yeah, so let me just broadcast this on our Facebook group. Techmatics Facebook group. And just give me 1 sec. Okay, you guys have some questions in there. Let's address that one. Let's address those one by one. Okay, got it. Let me just get this chat box here. So the first one will be from Deborah. May I get a link to the current instruction for setting up email campaigns? Yeah, I will send you a like a tutorial from our YouTube, Deborah. Let me just put your can you please put your email down below? Or
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And Giselle, can you please maybe help me grab the link for our maybe email campaigns tutorial, please? And then we have one from Carol. I made a general email template from the template supplied, and unsubscribe function isn't working. It should show a great long line of code. Can I change it to Oh, okay. Carol, can you please maybe record a Loom video about that, or maybe a screenshot and send it to our email? Send it to support at techmatics.com, and we will try to look that one up for you. So yeah, so please send us an email, Carol, for that thing so we can, yeah, thank you. I'd like to invite, here's my afternoon. Okay, got it. Let me just put you on I'll give a heads up to our team, Aya, so you can be added. Just give me 1 sec. And if you guys who still not part of our Facebook community group, you can just notify us into the Zoom chat so we can add you in. Okay. And also maybe Sal, if you can grab the invite link from our group, please, so maybe people can just share it with their team. Deborah, thank you, Deborah. We already linked our domain and email service, but why is that our email goes into junk mail? Jonathan, we will try to look into that because we will also cover the domain for the emails in this like call today. But usually email domains warmed up to 6 months. So I assume you just got your like email linked because sometimes it took some time to warm up your email. So we suggest you can just start like sending off like emails in a drip mode, not into like bulk. So for example, if you have maybe 14,000 people in, maybe you can send out email 1,000 emails every maybe 10 minutes. So maybe put it into a specific drip sequence. So you can by the process you can warm up your email like domain. So yeah, I thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so Jonathan, we'll try to discuss about the email domains during the call. So yeah, so we're currently live on our Facebook group. Just give me one sec while I confirm. Okay, we're not yet live. Hang on, let me just put us on live. Participants, let me just grab the link because I sometimes forgot it. Join us here. Okay, so now we're live and we're recording, so we're good to go. So, okay, got it. So let me just share my screen. And let me just give me one sec while I clean up this thing. Okay. So sharing my screen. And yeah, so I hope you can see my screen now. So before we could hop on with our, because what we're going to discuss today is how you can what do you call this? How you can update the emails going out on your membership and on your courses. So basically, if some of you guys are like previously a user of Kajabi courses, for example, when someone sign up for your courses, you can only send the like login info once, right? It's actually the same with Techmatics, but we just have a new update that you can send out automatic email for your clients for maybe for example, they already sign up for your first course and they sign up for the second one. So the new update that we have, our system will automatically send them a confirmation or acknowledgement email that they have an access to the scores and some information about how you can access it. So I'll show you how to do that in a bit. But first, let's hop on to our email service on how you can set up your email sending domain. So from your dashboard, I'm currently on my like account dashboard. So you need to go to your settings and under here, email services. So our email services, this is how you can configure your sending domain on which sending domain your email is sending from and things like that. So currently, as you can see, my account is sending from a default provider, which is basically MG Techmatics. This is a general sending domain that we have into Techmatics. So if you are still new and you haven't done any setup with your dedicated domain yet, you are sending from mgtechmatics.com. So all of the accounts that sign up for a Techmatics account are automatically sending out from mgtechmatics.com. So basically, it's a general domain that we have that we provided to our clients and users. But if you want to maybe have your own sending domain, the pros of having your own sending domain is one, it will be totally branded, like your email will be basically sent out from that sending domain that you set. And also two, you will have like the freedom to like use your emails, because usually, for example, if you're sending your email from mgtechmatics.com, if one account will mess up, for example, they will start like sending emails and it will go to spam, it will definitely affect the sending domain. So we suggest that you can set your own dedicated domain by going through this process. So I'll show you how to do that step by step. Let me just check our like messages in here. Giselle, thank you so much, Giselle. Thank you for that. Yeah. So let's go step by step on how you can set a dedicated domain for your emails. I will try to get a let me try to get my Google domains in here so I can give you a like actual demo. Just give me one sec while I check on it. Google domains. And if you guys have maybe questions, you can put it in the chat so we can address it. Okay, let me just get our Google domains up here. And let me just sign in quick. Nope, not that one. It should be support. Okay, got it. So we have here our domain. This is for the tech toolbox, so maybe I'll use techmatics.net. And let's go to DNS. So let me just grab this thing up. So yeah, so this is our Google domain DNS directory. So if you're asking where you can find yours, it's basically where you bought your domain. So if you bought your domain from GoDaddy, add the DNS record in GoDaddy. If you have it in Cloudflare, add the DNS records in Cloudflare. But if you still don't know how to do it, you can definitely book a call with me or any of our team so we can assist you in how to do it. Okay, so in our case, our techmatics.net, we bought it under Google domain, so we'll be adding our DNS records in here. So yeah, so basically I'm currently on the DNS. You will know this is where you're going to add the DNS records. If you have maybe some things like DNS, like some keywords that we use, like for example, DNS, you can find CNAME, text, MX, and things like that. So yeah, so currently we have this thing right here already up and running. But for example, let me just try to, yeah. So I think that should be all good. Let's just go back to our SMTP because this is where we're going to add our dedicated domain. So the very first step that you're going to do is on the right-hand side, just click on dedicated domain. And this is where we're going to add our dedicated domain. So click on dedicated domain. And after that one, click on add domain. So this is where we're going to add our domain. So we suggest when adding a domain for your like email sending domain, it should be in a form of CNAME. So it will have a word .yourdomain.com. So that's how it should be set up. So for example, for like email regulation, we actually require, or we actually suggest that you will send out your email under mg.yourdomain.com, or it could be mail.yourdomain.com. So as you can see in here, under enter domain name, it is actually suggesting that you will put mg.mgdomain.com, because in that case, if you put your maybe dedicated domain in this format, you will have a higher chance of landing into your like the email inbox instead of going to spam. Because in that case, this is actually under like an email regulation. You can look it up if you want. So it could be you could also use like mg, or you could also use a mail.yourdomain.com. So in our case, maybe let's stick with the usual. So let's do mg.techmatics, but in our case, it's not .com. It should be .net. So as you can see it here, it's techmatics.net. And I think we already used this one up. So as you can see, we have like MG records in here already, because I think I use it on some other account. So maybe we'll use mail for now. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'll just go here on my dedicated domain, and I will type in mg.techmatics.net. So that's the very first thing that you need to do. But you can either have mail or MG. So in my case, I do mail because I have MG on the other account. So after that one, on the lower right, just click on add and verify. And you will be redirected to this page where you will be given all of these records that you need to add to your domain provider. So it has 5 records in total. We have 2 text records, 1 CNAME, and 2 MX records. So that's where you're going to add to your DNS server. So let's go through those steps one by one. So maybe you can do it yourself if you want. But if you need help, if you're having some hard time to like add your records and verify your domain, you can definitely like book in a call with me so I can help you out. Okay. So Google Domains, what I'm going to do is I'll just click on Manage Custom Records. This is how the workaround on Google Domains. But if you have maybe your records on GoDaddy, it might have like a different like workaround and how to do that. So yeah. So yep. So I'll just click on Create New Record. And then I'll go back to my like Techmatics account and grab all this record in. So basically, we're asked to add a text record with this host name, with this value on your DNS server. So let's do that one. So let's do a text record this time. So what I'm going to do here on my Google domain, I'll just set the type into text because that's what the system is asking. So scroll down, look for text, and that would be it. And after that, your host name would be what you will put here as your host name. So in our case, it is asking for this one. So when you're adding things like this, it depends on like per domain to domain. Usually some domain would require you to copy all of this text under host name, or some of the domain would actually just allow you to copy until mail, and you will just leave techmatics.net because that's basically your domain on your DNS server. So in our case, in Google domain, we actually are only allowed to copy to mail because the system will automatically fill in the techmatics.net because we're doing the records under techmatics.net. So if I sound too technical and you think you can't do it, you can just like book in a call with us, okay? Yep. So I'll just paste the record that I just copied here. So that's K1 and mail. So that will be all good. So this is what I mean. As you can see, I only copied the domain key that mail, but it automatically filled out this thing right here. So as you can see, it automatically, it automatically filled in this techmatics.net below it. So yeah, so that's what I mean. So yeah, so we're good with that. And then after the host name, we will now put the value. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just copy the whole thing. Let me just copy it. Copy, and I'll go here and I'll put it here under values. As you can see, it could be pointing server. It depends on your domain server though. So on Google domain, it's called data. Some of the domain server will call it like values, or some will be pointing records or IP address. So that's what they call it. But in our case, on Google domain, it's called data. So we'll paste the data here. And after that, you can just click save. And after that, I'll just manage custom records. I can definitely like put in like everything all at once, but I just try to save it just for the sake of the demo. So the next one would be the same thing, text. And I'll do mail because techmatics.net will be automatically filled in. So what I'm going to do, set the type into text again, the host name to mail, and then the same thing, copy this one as your data or your value. Put it here and then click save. Yeah, and we still have 3 more records to go. So I'll just do everything in bulk from now on. So the next one will be CNAME, and then it would be email.mail. Again, I won't include techmatics.net. So what I'm going to do here, the type would be CNAME, and the host name would be this one. When adding records, make sure you don't add any spaces in there because it would actually cause some trouble. So I suggest when you paste some records, try to delete some of the spaces like before and after the domain like value, just to check if there's any unnecessary spaces in there. Yeah. And next, what I'm going to do is I'll just copy this one because that's the data that we need. So I'll just paste it here. And after that one, I'll create another record. And then this time will be MX. So same thing, I'll just do mail, and the type would be MX. And then the host name will be mail. And then the value would be this one, MX. Okay, so this is how MX usually have different like workarounds. In our case, what we're going to do with like Google domain is we need to add the priority because as you can see here, it has a priority section in here. So you need to add priority and then value. So that's what we're going to do. So the priority of this record is 10. So what I'm going to do, I'll put 10 in here. And then what I'm going to do next is paste the value in. So that's what you're going to do. And then after that, I'll just add another record because that's how it's set up in our, that's what our like system requires. But some of those maybe domain server have a different like field type in there. So some would actually make you fill in all of those details one by one, but in Google Domain we can just merge these two records in, because as you can see, it has the same priority number, same host name, but it's just have like difference and the data. So it means we already added the MXA. I'll just added MXB to the second quarter, second box. So I'll go here and then I'll put in 10 and MXB. So yeah, so that's how you, if any of you is using maybe Google Domain, this is the workaround to do that. So yeah. And again, domain server differs from each other. So yeah. So maybe if you have any questions, you can book in a call with me and I can just help you out. Yep. So I'll just click save. So once you're done with everything, don't forget to save. And then what you're going to do next, once you already added all of those 5 records in, go back to your domain. And what you're going to do in our lower right-hand side, click on verified domain. And as you can see, it's now saying verified, but this one is not verified yet. So just click on verified domain until everything will be marked as verified. Yep. Let me just check on, I got my domain and it asks for TTL. Yeah, that's the temporary time limit or timeout. With TTL, Helen, you can actually just put in like the default TTL that your domain server have. Some of them actually requires 1/2 hours or 1/2. That's how you see it. Some would actually have like different digits in decimal, but you don't have to worry about it as long as you have the consistent TTL for everything. So for example, if your system requires a 1/2 TTL, just do 1/2. In our case, when I go to this TTL, as you can see, when we added a record in here, it would actually like suggest the 3,600. So that's the default TTL we have in the Google domains, but you can definitely set it into 10 minutes or maybe 1 hour or maybe 6 hours. It depends on you and it depends on what the system required. But for this like dedicated domain and Techmatics, we actually just need the default one. So if you have maybe 1 hour or 1.5 hour in your TTL as an option, just choose any of those. Okay, so I think we're good with that. Just let me know if you have any question to that one, Helen. Yep. So I'll just verify domain. Usually it takes some time to verify it, and we got it live now. So I'll just go back to SMTP. You can refresh the page if you want. So let me just refresh it. Let's see if it already propagated. Just give me 1 sec. Let's just wait for this one to load. Yeah, so I'll just click on verify now. Let's see why it's not populated yet. So yeah, verify domain. Yeah, usually it would take like maybe 12 to 48 hours depending on your domain server. But as you can see, we already have the dedicated domain verified now. So it might take like more tries if you just like add it in and you want to verify it now, but you can maybe just leave it in an hour or 2 hours depending on how fast your domains propagate, but it should be verified. So as you can see, our sending domain is now verified. So we're basically sending out under mail.techmatics.net. So I'll show you what's the difference with that one and how it might maybe affect your like emails. So let me just grab our email inbox here quick. I'll just do my own. Let me just try to see. So maybe this one. Let's use this one. Oh yeah. So this is from my email inbox. So I have an appointment here. And when I go to this drop down, you will see that our sending domain is from mail.techmatics.com because that's what we set as a dedicated domain. You remembered earlier that our sending domain is coming from mg.techmatics.com, right? So this one is coming from mail.techmatics.com because this is a dedicated domain we set up for the exact account. So you can also, for example, if you set your, for example, this is the like account that I'm sending the email from. So basically what will appear under this drop down under mailed by will be basically mail.techmatics.net because that's where I'm sending it. So yeah, so that's how you set up your dedicated domain. So, and if you guys have any questions to that, Helen, yeah, you can definitely like add more than one domain if you want, but you can only select one primary domain. So you see this tick box on top. This is where you're going to select the primary domain that you are sending your email from. And we actually require to add a dedicated domain that is incorporated to your email. So for example, your business email or working email is maybe helen@techmatics.net. We require to have your dedicated domain under techmatics.net because that's where your email is incorporated from. But if you are sending from more than one emails, as long as you got the one generic domain name that you can have, you can just add it as maybe as mail or mg if you want to have like two. But yeah, so basically you can add more domain here. Yep. So any questions with that? Let me just go back to SMTP service because I have to show you something. On the right-hand side, you will see this email analytics. So this is actually a new update. You can see how many emails were sent out from your account, how many got bounced, how many got maybe open and things like that. So this is a new update that we have. And then here on the middle, this is our reply and forwarding address. So for example, what basically happens with Techmatics is, for example, you're sending an email campaign from your Techmatics account. So when people maybe try to reply from that email that you sent out from your Techmatics account, that the email reply you got will only be seen or viewed on your conversation tab inside your Techmatics account. So that's what will happen. If you have the Techmatics app to your phone, if you're an Android user, you can look for the Google Play Store and look for Techmatics. It is an app by Sarah Cordiner. So you can download it because you can do some basic client records management on your phone with that Techmatics app. If you have iOS, you can also search for it on the Apple Store. So basically, it's a free app that you can use. So what will happen is, for example, you get a reply, you can just go to your application, go to the conversation, and you can see all the email replies. But for example, if you're working mostly onto your computers, the best way to do it is, for example, when someone replies to your email, you might need to forward it to your actual email inbox. So you can see it, or you can categorize it, you can label it depending on how you manage your emails. So that's it. So what you can do with that is add your like email that you want to get, or I mean, add your email in here under forwarding address, all of the emails that you want to be forwarded to that email. Did I say it right? So for example, I have support@techmatics.com general email. So that's basically where I got my email, right? So I want all the replies from my email to be forwarded to support@techmatics.com. So what I'm going to do is I'll add in support@techmatics.com in here, and you can just save it. So in that way, it will be automatically synced. So all of the replies will be forwarded to your general Gmail inbox if that's how you want it to be. But if you want to have maybe what do they call this? A generic email inbox where you can manage all the client records and the client what do you call this, like reply channels, you can just go here, go to the recent tabs if you want, or you can also go to all of the conversation to see all of the conversations you got. So as you can see here, we have some test accounts that we have, and yeah, so that's it. I don't have an email analytics tab. Hey Deborah, are you currently on settings and then email service and then email analytics?
Well, I don't have the email analytics, but I have both of the first two tabs, but I don't have the email analytics tab.
Okay, I'll try to check on that one with our Deb. So we might send you an email afterwards.
Okay, awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
No worries. We'll try to confirm if this will be available to all of our clients, or this will be just available for us, the admin of the account, so we can monitor all your sending all the email that you sent. So yeah, so we'll get back to you with that one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Deborah. So yeah, so we're good with that. So what we're going to do now is we'll hop on to our courses. So under sites and courses, we have here our settings tab. I'll just show you something here. I have it on my dashboard. Yep. Helen, you also have like different statistics for your sending domain into your dashboard too. So I'll try to check on that one. Just give me one sec. Let me try to see where that one was coming from. It should be under, it depends on, we have like individual statistics for each of the email. We'll try to figure that one out on how our clients will view all of those like email statistics. Yeah. Okay, got it. So we'll try to maybe take a look with Deborah's account with that. Thank you for confirmation, Helen. So yeah. So under sites and courses, under settings, I'll just show you something in here because these are some stuff that most of people often forgot. So under membership and settings, you actually need to set up your site details. In that way, you will have a properly formatted portal for your student and clients. So for example, when I click on site details, you need to fill in all of the details required in here, from what is your the title of your like site, what is your subdomain, your support number, your magic links, these are all good, and then logo and the favicon that you want to use. And we have these builder settings that you are able to set if you want your student to download all of your video, or you can just turn it off if you don't want them to download your videos. So yeah, so I'll just click save, and let's go back here on top. So you need to put in the site title that you want. You can actually put in maybe Techmatics Academy, Techmatics Learning Portal, or whatever you want to set as your maybe site title. And here under subdomain, if you're wondering where you can find the subdomain from, you can actually find it here. I'll just go back a step. And then under custom domain. So the custom domain, this is where you added your like domain records. So currently we have workshop.techmatics.com. If any of you guys haven't set this one up yet, you can book a call with me so I can help you out. Or the best way to do it is actually adding a CNAME under your domain server. Or if you want to have a root domain link to it, you can also do that. So what you can do, add a record and a record pointing to this IP address, or add a CNAME record pointing to this IP address. So again, if you feel that this is quite technical, you can definitely just book a call with us and we can help you out. Okay, so in our case, we are asked to put the subdomain on our site details, right? So what you need to do is just copy this domain, copy that, I'll just Control-C. And when I go to site details, I'll go here to my subdomain and I'll just paste that one. And don't forget to remove the .com. So it will be just your subdomain domain without the suffix directory. So for example, if you got maybe learn.techmatics.net, you can just put in learn.techmatics. Just remove the .net. Okay. So yeah, so that's it. You can put your support email in here, support number, your logo if you have one, and the favicon. For those of you who didn't know, favicon is this little thing that you can find here on the top of your browser. I hope you can see it, that thing and that thing. So that's what we call favicon. So usually favicon are just a smaller version of your logo if you have those, or you can create a smaller version of your maybe logo, maybe a compact one. So yeah, so I'll just save this thing right here because we're pretty much done with our like setup. And let's try to maybe go to your let's try to see what your domain, custom domain looks like. So when I copy this one, I'll open a new tab. This is what you will see. And I will try to compare it with how we set up our account. So yeah, so basically the email, the domain that you link into the custom domain will be basically the login portal or the login link for your students. So let me just close this one because it got cookies in there. Let's just go to incognito. So this is what your student will see when they have that link. So it's basically the login portal, or like the sign up port. Yeah, the login portal for your student to sign in. So they can put in the email and password in here. And let's have a close comparison on how this one is set up. Let me just go to site details and go here. So as you can see, it should be viewed on, yeah, on the actual. So this is the logo that we added. As you can see, this is the logo that we got in here. So that's where it should be set up. So if you're trying to set this one up, maybe try to check on how you want it to be laid out. So that's a logo here that would be added as a login here. And this favicon is basically this one, so as you can see on top. So yeah. So that's the basic of the logo that you can add to your like portal. Let me just close this one. And on the Zoom, this is how it looks like. So yeah, so that's just for the responsiveness of the like layout. So yeah, so we're good with that. Any questions with that one? Any maybe? Sorry, can you show me how to get to the site details again? Okay, sorry for that, Helen. So you need to go from your sites and courses down to membership and courses. You need to go to settings. And then under settings, you will see these 4 tabs in here where you can definitely like set up your like portal. Jonathan, I just tested sending one email, but it still goes into junk mail. Jonathan, can you please put in your like account name to the chat? We'll try to check on it after the call. We'll try to check if there's anything that we can do with that. Usually it might need some time to like warm up. So I'll try to look at it. Yeah, just put in your maybe the email that you use to sign up with your Techmatics account, like on the Zoom chat. Thank you. Yeah. So after the site details and custom domains, let's just leave the email settings for now. Let's go to app settings. Under app settings, this is where you're going to set up your custom learner app on your phone. So what will happen is this Techmatics app basically is the name of the app that your student can download to their phones when they try to maybe sign into their courses. And then please don't get mixed with the app and the custom learner app that we have. Our custom learner app is based on a PWA, or a progressive web application, which is basically a shortcut or a bookmark of that specific page that can be treated as an app to your phone. So that's how PWA is works. And then yeah, you can just like put in all the required details in here, from the name, short name, and then the app icon, all the logo that you want to add, and the app colors that you think would go to your branding. So that's how you set. Once you put this, put everything up, you can just try to save it and then enable PWA. So don't forget to enable this one once you got everything set up. So what will happen and how to trigger this like exact thing to happen when you go to your phone, if you're using a an iPhone, I mean an iOS, you can go to your Safari. What you can do is, let me just go back in here. I'll just show you the exact thing. See this custom domain, type that custom domain in to your browser. So what I'm going to do, I'll do workshop .techmatics.com. After that, I don't have any internet. Just give me 1 second. Workshop.techmatics.com. Okay, got it. I got it spelled wrong. It should be workshops. Workshops.techmatics.com. And I'm just waiting for it to show up. And then it should have an option in here that would pop up to the like bottom of your screen to say that maybe save the site info to your phone, and that way it will be added as a shortcut to your phones. So that's what will happen. It will basically, you don't have to like tell your student to look for your custom domain into like their browser. It will automatically happen when they receive the first email from you with their login and their password. And when they click on the login URL or maybe login here button into your email, they will be automatically redirected to a another site, and it will give them the prompt to download the app. So yeah, so it will have like a thorough like steps in there. So yeah, and then after that, let's move on to our email settings. I'll just use a different one in this one. It should be this. Okay. I'm currently on a separate thing. So when I go to sites and courses, under membership and courses under settings, we have email settings in here. So it has 3 like different emails that's going to send out to your account. The first one is the welcome email. So welcome email is basically the email that your student will receive when they sign up for the first time to any of your course. So this welcome email, let me just try to preview this one. Let me try to edit it. Perfect. So this welcome email on now includes the user login, their membership email, the email that they use to sign up for the course, and their password. And this login link is basically already set up as your login URL. So basically, this is your custom domain for your course. So when your student will receive this, they will be automatically, when they click on this link, they will be automatically redirected to the login portal where they can put in their email and their password and will be able to sign in. So yeah, you can definitely update this. This is, we just made this email pretty generic. So you will be good to go once you want to maybe start like selling your courses and things like that. But you have the full control if you want to update it. So we have just a basic like thing that you can update. For example, in here, you can just like type in all of the messages that you want to send to your clients or to your students. And then here on the footer of the social media, you can definitely edit this one, put in the your Facebook URL link, Pinterest, or any of this stuff. And you can definitely get rid of some of the social sites that it's not applicable for you. For example, Google Plus, or just delete this. And yeah, so you can update everything. Here into the footer, we have a very setup. We have everything set up in here. But for example, if you're not comfortable putting your address in here, you can just go here. As you can see, this is not visible on your end because the font is white and the background is white. What I usually do is when I click on this like, oh, what do you call this? Footer right here, go to the left hand side, highlight everything, and change the font color into maybe somewhat visible with the white background. So as you can see in here, this one is visible into the editor part, but this is not visible onto the footer because because of the font color. So yeah, so you can just maybe get rid of this location address. This thing is pretty much set up. So depending on how you set up your account, all these custom values will be automatically be set up. So you don't have to do things about it. You can just like work on it directly. So what I'm going to do next is I'll just switch it up with the white font again. And that's it. So that's how you edit it. You can just save it. Let's see if I would be able to change the email subject in here. Nope. You need to go to your, I think you need to go to your, just give me one sec. Heading. Nope. You need to go to your email builder to actually edit the subject. So yeah. So that's how you do it. Let me just try to preview it once again. Add up Carol. Okay, just give me. Yeah, let me just preview this one. Yes, this is how it looks like on your desktop, tablet, and mobile. So that's how you do it. Let me just try. I'll just try to bring you to these actual, like where you're going to update the subject, but usually you already set up the subject into a pretty generic one. So I think we don't have to worry about it. Let me just try to, can we add LinkedIn URL? You can definitely add LinkedIn in here, Aya. So let me just try to edit it again. Let's try to go to the social footer. Here down below, you have this option to add any social media you have. So just click on add, put in LinkedIn, and then put your LinkedIn URL, and that would be it. Yeah, you can add your link in here. So I'll just save this one. And what we're going to do next is the next email that we have in line in here is the drip email. So for example, if you're like publishing your courses on Drip. So what happens in Drip, for example, if you have like 5 modules and you want students to access each of the module every week, you will put your courses into like 7 days Drip. So what will happen if you turn on this Drip email, this one, once you turn it on, what will happen is it will send out another email. What we usually do with our Drip email, we just use the default email template because that's pretty like thorough. It's already like set up. We don't have to do much about it. But if you want to maybe request to have a template for that one, just let us know so we can create one for you. So what happens with Drip, for example, you have 5 modules, right? And you put everything into Drip for 7 days. What will happen is the module 1 will be available once they opt in or once they sign up to the course. And then the module 2 will be locked after until 7 days. So after 7 days, what will happen is this Drip email will be sent out to your student automatically saying that, hey, module 2 is now available. You can watch it here. So that's basically content of the Drip email that we have in here. So yeah. And yeah, so the next email that we have is in here is the offer access email. So the offer access email, this is what I mentioned earlier, that with the course platform, we can only send the login details once, right? The login details include the email and the password. So what we're going to do here into the offer access is basically this is just maybe a confirmation or acknowledgement email that we have given them access to a different course or a different like product under the same portal. So you can read all of the contents in here. You can definitely like edit it too. But what we have in here are the custom values. Let me just annotate. Are the custom values membership contact offer title, which is the name of the offer you have for that course. And also contact email, which will be the email that they will use to log in. And they can, it's basically the text right here is saying that you can use the same login that we sent you, and you can just access the exact product at the same portal, because they can definitely just retain their login details will retain depending on our like what do you call this for example, if they have like multiple products, they bought multiple products with you, all of their products will be put into one single portal link. So yeah, so they don't have to use like different logins. So what this email is saying is basically just confirming that they will now have access to the course, and they can just maybe check on this portal to like look for that exact course. So that's what will happen. Yeah. So what we got in here is, I'll just save this one. You can definitely edit this if you want. So let me just save it quick. And once you got everything up, you can just like turn it on to be able to send it out. So what will happen, for example, I have 2 courses and I will sign up for the first one. So the when I sign up for the first course, this is the welcome email that I will receive. And for example, when I sign up for the second email, second course, I won't be able to receive the send welcome email because we can only send it once to our clients. So what they will receive for the second course is this send offer access email. They will receive this send offer access email to the second course, third, fourth, fifth, and all of your other courses, because we can only send this the welcome email once. So yeah. Any questions with that? Any maybe suggestions, any things that you want to maybe verify? Are we good? Yeah, and if you guys got confused, or and if you guys have maybe some suggestions, let me just put this thing here on top so I can see everyone. Yeah, let me just send I'll just check our like YouTube, our Facebook Live. Let's see if we have like people hopping on or like commenting. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I think we're good. So, and if you guys have any more questions, we're good with here. Hey Sabine, so I can see Sabine here. See you later after the call. Yep. Helen. Yeah, I think we're good now. My head is about to burst. Yeah, sorry, Helen. So it's basically maybe too much information. So if you guys maybe feel stuck with any of the process you got, you can just book a call with us and we can jump on with you and help you out setting things up. Yeah, hey Sabine, Helen. Definitely. If any of you guys maybe needs any help with anything, our chat support, you can see your chat support here on the right hand side, just because I got this Zoom thing on top. Let me just go to dashboard. This chat body right here is our like immediate support like ticket. So if you have any questions, you can just ask our chat box here on the lower right hand side. And then aside from that, we also have our support directory on our website. So let's go to www.techmedics.com. Under maybe help, we have this all of our Techmedics support directory. So you can either maybe hire a tech expert, or we have a like full library resources where you can look for any of this stuff that you have like question to. So for example, I think the very important thing in here is domain, because let's try to go to domain. Yeah, so it has like different steps or workarounds on how you can set up your domain and things like that. And there's a very interesting thing in here. Just give me one sec. Nope, I forgot where to find it, because it will also like what do you call this? It will suggest different like workarounds on how you can add domains on GoDaddy and Cloudflare or on different domain server. So I forgot where to find it, but you can definitely like play around with our support library. And aside from that, we have like different things in here that you can book a call with us. And yeah. And after that, we have a book a call tab in here where you can pick a like maybe advanced tech support. You can just book a tech support here on this button on top. Or what you can also do is you can book a call to any of us, and we can jump on a call with you. So yeah. I thought, yeah, thank you, Sabine. Deborah, do I need to update the trigger code for my course membership, or to automatically do it to view the course of the video to trigger? Yeah, for that thing, Deborah, as long as you got your trigger link updated. So for it really doesn't depend though. How do you set up your trigger link? Is it your custom domains in there, or is it like a like actual product link?
Mine's a product line, like either it's like a specific product or it's a membership where they have access to everything.
Okay, got it. So maybe what I suggested that one, set your trigger link as your like custom domain. So for example, if you got your custom domain as courses.techmedics.com, update that link on your trigger link with the techmedics.com. I mean the courses.techmedics.com. So you don't have to like update it from time to time. Because basically, for example, if your student already logged in once to that exact like course portal, they will retain their access from time to time. So they don't have to re-log in again. So as long as you send them that exact link, they will be redirected to the actual like course portal. So yeah. Yeah. And that's actually a wise thing to do, to save your link as a trigger link. Because for example, if you got those links onto your like different emails and you want to update it, what you're going to do is just update the trigger link, and you don't have to go to each of the emails and update the link. So that's actually a very wise thing to do. So that's very good job, Deborah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I will surely attend next week. Okay. No worries, Aya. So if you're not receiving any of the like email reminder of our call, I posted just posted something on our group where you can sign up for our tech toolbox, and you can also share it with your VAs or other team members that you want to have attend. If you want them to attend a tech toolbox, so they can maybe learn something or they can ask questions. So yeah, I think that's it for us. So thank you so much for jumping on a call with us. So maybe see you next week. Yeah. Thank you, guys.